Tyler Road, virtual threat, keystroke kill, identity hidden, I fulfill. Cyber assassin, that's my prowl. Codes in hand, you'll fall. Hack and strike, chaos I make. Cyber realm, my domain to take.
So like I was saying, there's definitely big changes going on in the world and the energy. There's awakenings in people's psyche and their awarenesses and their connection to each other, I want to say. Emotional, psychological, energetic connections between people, I want to say, are changing. I think there's a larger awakening on the whole of people who typically weren't as willing to accept psychic abilities and connections between us all. I think more of us being aware is causing more of us to be aware. As it awakens us, it awakens more of us. There's a domino effect going on in the collective consciousness that starts with the leaders out front and those pioneer trailblazers of reality out there running around in the dark with our candles, lighting the way and trailblazing through the nothingness. I want to say, the things that we're finding out there on the edge and the fringes are trickling down to the larger collective. And I think what a lot of us trailblazing people are finding out there on the fringes are, a lot of self-fortitude, a lot of, seeking inward for answers less than outward. I mean, not to say anything about reaching outward to people, but I mean in an inner sense, reaching in to ourselves and our own heart and our feelings and our emotions in our interactions with people in the larger field of the world. We now are collectively connected through our televisions and our phones, and we know the news in Israel and Ukraine and, back when it was Bosnia and Serbia or Iraq or wherever, we're in tune with that current situation. I think nowadays we're less in tune with the current situation. We're aware of it, but we choose as a collective to pursue our own very tailored existences, where we're outside of a larger narrative. People are breaking into smaller fractals, and there's less homogeneity, where I think as a whole people for a long time have strived for homogeneity and seek to be together in a group think, a group mentality, a group vision. But I think we're coming into an era of individualization, and it is, you're welcome, the age of Aquarius, February 1st, right here. Definitely love the sense of, freedom and independence and, not needing to cater to anybody else's sense of self or wear a sense of self for other people to be able to pinpoint and say, oh, I get that, or I can tailor and be that too, or whatever. More the evolution of being a human, never stopping, just constant evolution. You are who you are in the moment. Maybe today you are a person, but tomorrow you were different from the one you were the day before, and onward and outward. Infinite beings, states of perception can change from moment to moment, day to day. You don't even have to be the same person, ultimately. Now, does that mean changing your hair and your clothes and all your other things? No, not at all. What I mean is what I'm out for day to day. If I'm on a work day, I'm really a different type of person with different initiatives, I have different drivers where, me that goes out and pulls, 2.5 mile hike in 104 and, 100 pounds in the backpack and just loving it, loving the struggle of it and the triumph over adversity of it. The strength and then also the tiredness at the end where you just spent, you've spent your energy, you've used it up, and not that it's spent, but the excess was put to use, and what didn't need to be held on to is burned away, right? The excess energy, you can't deal with it any other way than burning it, and sometimes that's exactly what it is, it's straight up a burn day, just to get back to the right mental state, because with this whole process of individualization and accepting the self and accepting the self-evolution and allowing yourself to be in the moment and act in the moment and make decisions in the moment and not so much measure everything long term and by such a very precise, measured way before you take action, it can lead you to things that maybe you're blocking yourself from. Maybe measuring is a block. Maybe stopping yourself is a stumble. Saying maybe not or stopping and thinking twice is the stumble. Action immediately, saying what you feel, doing what you feel in the moment, it can lead you to so many strange places and strange events to meet people that possibly have keys for you to a reality that you're yet to experience. Maybe you're already in and you haven't noticed it yet. Maybe you've already walked through a door and you don't realize that you're in a completely different room already. Just because you said yes instead of no. Because you went left instead of right. Because instead of sitting around watching the TV, you strap on your boots and go some random place and put yourself through some physical torture on purpose, just for the sake of enlightenment. It's the whole hanged man, good old Jesus on the cross and Odin and, all of these hanged gods that, postulate themselves, they put themselves through torture to better know the secrets of life and spirit, and to see the outside perspective from everyone else's perspective, because we're trapped in ourselves, it seems, but when you really get to a point of selflessness, you realize that you're not trapped in you, you're reflecting everyone else through your lens, but when you let you go, you start to reflect everybody else's lenses off of you, and you can see through their lens and adapt their lens with your lens. It becomes very inclusive. It can be very intrusive, but once you realize what you're doing energetically and you meet people and they start to feel the strangeness of you intermingling your energy with theirs. Some people can't take it and some people can. If they can't, they leave. And if they can, they're intrigued. And then the conversations ensue. You start having the key conversations that build the foundations to